That's Sal Kimber, and the title track from her debut album, Sounds Like Thunder, that was released a couple of years back now, and we're very happy to welcome Sal into the Grapevine and Triple R for Day Job this week. This Saturday night she'll be playing over at the Northcote Social Club with her band the Rollin Wheels and with Lucy Thorne and Stetson family as supports. Welcome to Triple R, Sal.
Good morning.
We should have mentioned in there for listeners as part of the intro, actually, that you recently won an award.
I know, that's how we should introduce it. Yeah. Award-winning singer-songwriter Sal Kimber.
Was it the Victorian Female Vocalist of the Year award?
Yeah, country female vocalist.
At the Country Music Awards. How did that all happen?
I'm still not really sure, but... Yeah, there's the Whittlesea Country Music Festival, which happens in February every year. And, we've been trying to get into country festivals for a while, but I guess we haven't really been able to crack into it. But I entered in a little competition,
Just came first.
Yeah, well, it was really exciting, and it felt really quite odd and funny. But.
Is there a big difference between, because I suppose you have played at a lot of folk music festivals, but the country music has its own scene.
Totally, yeah, and there's so many different interpretations of what country music in Australia is. I guess lots of people can see that kind of American like pop country, and then there's the real kind of country that talks of the land, and I reckon most folk music is country music.
Well,
really?
I was a bit upset that I missed a gig of yours just last week at the Mount Beauty Muster. I want to hear about the Mount Beauty Muster.
Well, we've played some pretty hilarious shows, particularly in the last 6 months, because we've been away every single weekend. But Mount Beauty, that was really, really fun.
What happens at the muster?
What happens? It sounds like there should be like cowboys and a rodeo.
Isn't that what muster means?
Are there not?
Isn't it? What happens, you get into the town and they have all these, horses, and they round you up to go to the shows. No, they don't really. It's just a good name, but it's a beautiful festival, yeah.
And that way, I mean, you're from northeast Victoria. That's where you're kind of born and bred or whatever. And you mentioned that you're going back to live in Yakandanda, but Yak has a fantastic festival of its own.
Yeah, possibly my favourite.
Oh.
Yeah. FRL, Folk Rhythm and Life, and Yakandanda, they compete to be my favourite festival.
That's the end of the year, isn't it, the Yakandanda Festival?
That happens in March.
Yeah, we've just missed it.
Yeah. Oh. Next year. Go for sure. Oh.
Is that why you're moving up there to Yakandanda, to be closer to this music scene that seems to be centred in northeast Victoria?
I have lots of friends that live in Yakandanda, and I'm house sitting a farm out there. But yeah, the other day, like one of my best friends called me up and was like, "Oh, Sal, you're going to love it." On a Wednesday night, every Wednesday night at the Star Hotel, they have a little jam. Yeah, so, and I mean, Pete Dennehy, have you heard of Pete Dennehy? He's a cracker of a singer-songwriter, and he lives in Yakandanda, so there's lots of, really fun, friendly musicians in that town.
And musicians that also know how to farm, like you, by the sounds of it.
Oh, I don't really know how to farm, but I know how to look after somebody's place and look out at the hills and try and write some songs. That's the plan.
Is that the point? Is that the point of this move? Because it has been about a year and a half since your last album came out. Yeah. Is there another one coming, Sal?
Well, nearly 2 years, and I recorded most of that stuff and wrote that stuff when I was like years before. So the album that I play at the moment feels pretty old.
Sal Kimber live in studio. Thank you for that beautiful song.
No worries.
And I was thinking, listening to that and comparing it to your last album as well, there's a real kind of road song feel.
Yeah.
You must spend a lot of time on the road.
It feels like it. Yeah. I mean, we do a lot of shows out of town, so we don't play
in Victoria or all over?
All over, but mostly, in Victoria.
In fact, even beyond the realms of this country, I think you are heading.
Yeah, well, three parts of the Rollin Wheel cog, 3 cogs in the Rollin Wheel.
Spokes or something?
Yeah, spokes. Or just 3 of the wheels. It will just be kind of like leaning a bit. In Canada, we're leaving at the end of August. So
what are you doing up there?
Yeah, playing shows, mostly on the West Coast, playing in tree houses and. No, I think maybe we do have a show booked in a treehouse cafe. Yeah.
Well, that would be an interesting one. But this is our day job segment on Grapevine, so we usually also talk about the other things that people do, and you've got a couple of interesting professions under your belt.
Yeah, I studied social work, so I've done lots of work with youth, sort of an outreach work, and also yoga. I teach a little bit of yoga.
So are you going to be able to work in social work in northeast Victoria? Because I imagine attracting, people, professionals, I don't know if it's hard in that part, but I know in lots of parts of regional Australia it's hard to get people to move there and practice their wares. So you're going to be doing it?
Sure. Yeah, that's the plan. Yeah, I mean, in between everything else. So Albury Wodonga's just half an hour away. So, and then there's Wangaratta. My parents live near Wang, so...
And any other long names? Where are you from?
Talangata, which is down the road from Tangambalanga, where you're from. Yeah.
My grandfather's from Tangambalanga. I can't claim to be from Tangambalanga.
That is the best name for a town ever.
Yeah.
I love how they're shortened too, though. Like when people
Tangam,
Wang. Yeah, well, Wodonga doesn't get shortened, does it? Donga, no.
The dong, mate.
Does it?
Yeah, the dong.
Yeah, I've heard the dong.
I haven't heard the dong. Obviously, you can tell I'm not a real local if I don't know the dong.
And Talangata is the gatta. Yeah. Nice. But Tangambalanga sits at the foot of this mountain called Mount Murrumarangbong. And they have a T-shirt that says, it's like New York, whatever, Los Angeles. And then it's like Tangambalanga that sits at the foot of Mount Murrumarangbong. I really want to get that T-shirt.
Rich fruit for your songwriting pursuits at Yakandanda.
I know, they're tongue twisters.
Aren't they?
Limericks on the way. But you have got a string of gigs coming up locally and a little bit beyond the city. You'll be at the Northcote Social Club. You're playing with Lucy Thorne and the Stetson family. Have you played with them before?
Yeah, we've played a few shows with the Stetsons, and we're really good friends with that crew.
They're about to release their debut album, aren't they?
Yeah. The EP is a killer, but I reckon, the album, I'm not sure when it's going to come out, but yeah. And Lucy Thorne, we're doing a few shows with her after this, and I love Luce. I think she's really possibly one of my favourite songwriters in Australia. She's very captivating, and everyone on the bill is part of Vitamin Records family, which is. It's not like a record label, it's a distributing label. But
yeah, because your debut was a completely independent release. Is your next one going to be?
I'm not sure. Not sure. Might release it under Kimber Records. No.
That sounds all right, catchy.
Well, Sal Kimber, thank you so much for coming into the Triple R studios.
Thanks for having me.
And good luck. We might come down and see you at the Northcote Social Club on May the 8th with Lucy Thorne and the Stetson family. You'll also be at the Harvester Moon in Bellarine on May 14. Baha's in Rye on the 15th. The Western Port in, is it in San Remo?
Yeah, San Remo. That's a fun gig.
On the 16th. You're all over the place.
Yeah. Well, we've been really, really busy. We've played 12 festivals since October and... Yeah, been really busy. But these are our last shows for a while. So this will be we haven't played in Melbourne for a few months, and this is our last Melbourne show probably till maybe September. So,
go well. Thank you very much, Sal Kimber.
Cheers.
And we might hear a track now from Chris Smither. This is Don't Call Me Stranger.